Hello and welcome to the SOS Show Live with Mary Evans. SOS stands for Share Our Stories. SOS stands for help. I'm your host with a strong belief that there is power in sharing our stories. Today we have an awesome guest. I know you guys have heard out there the term "by the block." Well, that's exactly what we're going to educate you on, is how to buy the block. But please watch this short commercial. I would like to introduce you to Mrs. Linda P. Smith. Welcome to the
Hey, thank you. Thank you, Mary. Thank you for having me. Thank you.
audience. Welcome Miss P. Linda to the show. They supposed to be clapping for you. I'm gonna have to fire. There you go. That just wouldn't be right if we didn't applaud you coming into the show. We appreciate you.
Thank you.
We really
Thank you for
appreciate
having
you.
me.
I guess what? After the show last week, this is our second episode, and
Yes.
by the block, I received a phone call from one of my cousins, and he is going to be a special guest on the show. Could we please welcome Mr. Terry Allison?
Hey.
Hey.
Girl.
That's right. That's right. Lynn, I am so excited. Terry called me after the show. Do you
Mhm.
know he immediately created his profile and just very excited to work with the program? And I am as well. I had another friend call that created a profile, but today I wanted to bring Terry onto the show because he has ideas. He created a profile for a reason. And I would like for you to listen to what he has going on in that little head of his and see, just get your opinion, get your feedback, because we're planning on definitely being very involved with By the Block.
All
All
right.
right, Terry. This is Miss Lynn P. Smith. Terry, we're going to let you speak and we're going to let Lynn, because she's the professional at this when it comes to buying the block. So we're going to let you speak and let Miss Lynn listen and give her your advice.
Okay. Well, Miss Lynn, I saw the show last week, and what you're doing, I think is like great. So one of the projects I'm looking at is a community project.
Mhm.
So I don't know if you know a little bit about what I do. I have a company that does warehouse and transportation. We do e-commerce support. We do government contracts. I'm an authorized distributor for several companies.
Mhm.
So I want to take that skill set and apply it to a community project.
Okay.
So if you pull up the first slide, so this first slide, right, where it says operational planning, so establish a business within a HUD zone. So
Mhm.
based on your program, and that you are trying to help communities that maybe have high poverty, high unemployment. That's what some of the HUD zones are. So it's like a perfect fit. You know,
Okay.
if we go to the second slide, so again, a HUD zone is a designated area for high poverty and unemployment. If
Mhm.
you look at this little map that says Paris, California, and the areas just in blue, though that's designated as a HUD zone area.
Right.
Where you
Okay.
see that star that says EGS, that
Mhm.
is where my location currently is. So I'm not in a HUD zone now. So
Got
if
it.
my goal is to get a warehouse in a HUD zone,
Okay.
and build from that, working with the community. So on the
Okay.
next slide, so my goal is to work with organizations that I already got relationships established with. One of them is it's called Rest Care. It's an intern program where
Mm-hmm.
this company gets people within this HUD zone and they offer them employment opportunities and job training. So my thing is that if I could get some kind of funding to get a warehouse where I could train folks, a warehouse offers a variety of training opportunities. You're talking about marketing, finance, just warehouse operations, IT.
Mm-hmm.
I do e-commerce support. So if somebody want to, develop some kind of an e-commerce site, we do that as well. Transportation, which means we actually contract drivers to take material cross country, or it can be for down the street. So
Okay.
so we can offer a variety of opportunities to the community to try to get better employment opportunity, and better opportunities in employment and training opportunities. So if they want to go out and do something else, another
Okay.
good thing is that by using your program and doing it in the HUD zone, then we talk
Mm-hmm.
about government contracts. They have set asides for
Mm-hmm.
for particular HUD zones. So
Okay.
so how can I finance this to keep it going? Is through contracts, either through federal or through local contracts.
Mm-hmm.
I was talking to Donna. She made a good point. We was talking last week, and she's from Selma, Alabama,
Right.
and she was telling me that that's a really low income area. And she said, well, you know what? I know the police chief, I know judges, I know the mayor. So to be able to take a program like what I'm trying to do with a business model that's going to be developed in Paris, to go ahead and drop that into a location, working with the
Mm-hmm.
community and their leaders, because I need them on board too, to be able to say, the city has contracts, the city has set asides. Well,
Right.
those contracts you can use for your own citizens to
Okay.
build income, and you build an income that builds up the area, because now the median income will maybe go from 25,000, 30,000, maybe to 40 or 50.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Back to the slide again.
I I'll have a quick question. Okay, go. Yeah.
So like I say, create a business model through developing Paris first.
Mm-hmm.
Make sure that business model works. Make sure it's financially stable,
Mm-hmm.
and then just take that and transplant it into. If you see this GSA map, so all of
Mm-hmm.
this stuff is working in tangent with each other. GSA. So what
Right.
GSA is a government agency. They are broken up into different regions. So if you look at Pacific Rim Region 9, which is California, Nevada, and Arizona, the warehouse that I want to do in Paris will service that particular region, meaning that I could get contracts to support that region, and I can work with each state agency, because I'm going to do the research to find out in Nevada where is low income areas at, Arizona where are those areas at. I already know in
Okay.
California. So that business model is going to encompass the different states within the different regions of GSA.
May I
And
ask you a question?
okay, go ahead.
Not to cut you off, but when you say business model, is there an actual business model already? Is there a plan, or do you have to develop the actual idea of what you're going to provide, or what services you're going to provide?
Oh no, I'm actually running a warehouse right now. So
Okay.
I have a 5,000 square foot warehouse. I'm
Okay.
doing contracts. Like go back to the slide. I want to get into the sales piece so you can understand what I'm doing right now.
Okay. Okay.
So we go down to sales planning. So I'm an authorized distributor for Oxbox, who is out of who is out of Chicago.
Mm-hmm.
So between June and right now, we got our first contract. We've done 60K just in boxes.
Okay.
So
Got it.
we're actually doing distribution right now on boxes, and I actually go out and solicit contracts in boxes. The next one, distribute paper products. So we actually got a contract right now selling
Mm-hmm.
paper products to the Air Force. And that started in, I want to say, August. Between August and now, we've done about 75K.
Okay.
So we are establishing the distributor list. So I have like, just for paper products, I have like 5 distributors that I work with. One of them is in Colorado. One of them is through a internet company. So we're building the groundwork here. The only thing I need Paris for is because it's a HUD zone, and it works more in tune with what I'm trying to do.
Okay.
So our foothold is already here, but it's on the wrong side of the road, like on the map. The blue side is I'm on the opposite side. So I need to be there so that I could get those business opportunities for being a HUD zone.
Okay. And will moving affect your business, your current business at all, or you can go anywhere? Okay.
Oh yeah. Here I can go anywhere. The only reason I'm where I'm at now is because they have a thing called a free trade zone, because I do import and export.
Right.
So if you're a free trade zone, that means that I can bring product in here, and if it's damaged, then that particular merchant that bought it in don't have to pay any taxes on it. So I can dispose of it here. So that's a benefit. And so all the little things I'm doing here, I want to bring it to these different areas. That's why some of these areas are going to be strategically located, take advantage of some of the things that we're doing now.
Okay.
But if you look at the opportunities that we can create for a community, I mean, there's so many training opportunities. I mean, it's just vast. You know what I'm saying? So it ain't like I have a trucking company where the only opportunity you got is driving a truck.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Right. So we also getting, I don't know if you heard of a ISO certification. And what that is that you have to have process and procedures that are written in place. And those are things that we're doing it for right now. So we be able to train people like that company I showed you, Rescue Care. I'm actually certified to give training classes in forklift operation and give them an actual license.
Right.
Okay. Certified through OSHA. So we want to be able to train people to actually do these jobs. And if they like the job, then as we set up sites, they got an opportunity to, like, you know what, I want to go here and work for a little while. And that's fine. So it gives them an opportunity to actually get outside of their local communities, because sometimes people get caught up in, I can't leave home.
Yes.
But they're seeing other opportunities. And they got to understand, you know, it's fine. You get on a plane, like I'd be in Michigan in 4.5 hours.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So you need to look at where the opportunities are, or you need to create opportunities. And how you do that is by you have to know knowledge, like they say, is power. You know what I'm saying?
Terry, we're gonna give Miss Lynn an opportunity. Everything that you told her, he's thinking about how can he use the program and make this work in the community. But before we go into that, I would like for us to look at this short commercial for individuals that maybe didn't watch the show last week about it was very detailed about buying the block and how it works. Okay. So
you finally decided you want to enter the property group investing world, but you aren't sure what to do? Are you ready to get the money needed to make a big difference in your community? Well, in that case, you're lucky. Simply put, regular people that want to become real estate investors use a dedicated platform like Buy the Block, and they can help you buy the block in your local area if they so desire. Buy the Block is here to help. What do you have to do? 1. Be a little proactive. 2. Find a property. 3. Make an offer. 4. Bring the property to Buy the Block. 5. Get funded. 6. Buy the block. 7. Stop gentrification. 8. Repeat. Make an effort and we'll guide you through every step. Buy the Block will get you approved for your block offering and get you started on becoming a block developer today. To submit an offer to Buy the Block, you need to create an account and fill in the easy details. Once completed, one of our in-house block development success personnel will contact you. Once approved, watch investment dollars start rolling in. Buy the Block platform is the place where thousands of blockvestors are waiting to help you stop gentrification. Blockvestors have the benefit of low minimums. Some investors can offer up to $2,200. Others can opt for way less or more depending on their budget. Buy the Block real estate investment doesn't come with a significant entry level. In fact, it has great approachability. So what are you waiting for? Visit us at buytheblock.com right now and submit your block offer or become a Blockvestor today. Become a part of the Buy the Block movement. Join us now. Buy the Block is your way to get into a thriving industry and help your community.
Here, that's exactly what you're talking about. So, Ms. Lynn, I'll let you give comments back in regards to what Mr. Allison said prior to the commercial.
Okay. So first and foremost, we need to, well, in order to bring a project to Buy the Block, you have to pick out or point out a property that you would like to use for this development. So although you've identified the area, so we need a specific location, right? Address 23 Boogie Woogie Avenue, whatever that is, but we need a specific location. And then you'd create an entity for the purchase of this property, or an entity just for the purchase of this property. And if you are going to incorporate the current business model, we do need you to explain what's going to make this this particular building in this particular area and the services that you're providing that's going to make this building profitable, basically. Okay? So a business plan needs to be put together, sort of like what you just did just now with the slide. I'm sure you have others that a pitch that you can present to the investors to say, here is the full idea, here's the full plan, and in order for them to back the project or support the project, right? So that's the very first thing that you'd have to do. Once you identify the property, you create the entity, you get an EIN for the entity, and then from there we then have to begin the legal paperwork for all of this for this project. How much it's worth, how much shares that you're going to sell, what the price per shares are going to be, how much control you're going to give to the investors or the backers to be able, how much equity you will give to backers for supporting this project, right? Okay. So all of these things we have to work out in documents that are legally binding, and then once you get all of that together, I tell people that's the easy part. The hard part is actually getting the project back, because we do have a community. It is a full-time job to get the community to back and support a project, to get behind it and put money behind it, and of course understand what you're doing. In plain English, right? Even though we can put all the legal paperwork, we want to make it very plain and simple. What exactly are you doing? Who you are, what you're doing, who you are, what you're doing, how you're doing it, why are you doing it, and where are you doing it, and making sure that all of these things are clear and concise for a potential backer to support this project. From there, once you have all of this together in writing, as well as on because you have to create a page on Buy the Block, or an offer page or project page on Buy the Block, then we will then send that out to all the backers that we have that are on the site, which is over 100,000 backers that we have registered on the site. But at the same time, it is in conjunction with your own network that we would be able to work with to be able to get the backers in the project. There is a little bit of we reduce the risk for backers if it does not if the project does not reach its goal. The funds are returned to the backers. So that's our way of reducing the risk for any backers that put funds in. If it does reach the goals, that is when the funds are released, and then you are then able to be in the process of building out your warehouse, putting together your full distribution center, going after, contracts, using money for marketing to be able to get other, more clients to come through your doors, et cetera, right? To be able to let people know what exactly you do and be able to get more contracts. The process itself is there's a lot of little legwork that goes in the background behind the scene, but it paints the full picture for the backers so they can be a part of it. And then I tell everyone, for the next 60 to 90 days, you have to be willing to put yourself out there, talk to people, tell people what you're doing. Here's my card. Hey, you know what? I'm building a distribution center in a hub zone. Here's the opportunities that are available. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Here's what makes me the man or woman for this job. And here's why you should get behind me, and and let them know what you're doing and why. And before you know it, they'll join in, because people want to have, people want to see these type of developments that are owned, operated, and developed by people that look like us. Our people in our community want to see these things come in, want to see these jobs being created, these developments, these buildings, these projects being, put into our communities, or predominantly Black communities, or predominantly urban communities, or minority communities, as they say. In order for us to, a lot of people want to us as individuals do that, or us behind the organizations that do that. So, and that's one of the things that makes By the Block special. Majority of the backers are people that look like us, that really want to see these things happen. You want to see an apartment complex that goes up in their in their community that is owned by Black developers. They want to see, a shopping center. They want to be a part of these things, and they want to own. They want to be, equitable, or own equity in these projects. So, I hope I didn't go too much and too fast, but
Lynn, I have a question. Mm-hmm. If someone created the profile and needed a business plan, you guys actually have can help with every step. If they so needed that, you have someone right in the program that can help them. So it's almost like a one-stop shop, because you can help with each part that they need. That's what's so awesome about By the Block in the program. You don't have to go looking for someone to help you with the things you need, because you guys help from beginning to end.
Yes, we do. We have a supportive staff that does help, that goes in, and they'll reach out to each and every project owner or potential project owner, and then you have a dedicated person that works with you from beginning all the way into the project launch, to be able to help you through that process, because there's a lot of steps. There's a lot of paperwork that needs to be submitted, and for a lot of us, this is very new. Some of us, the most we know about pitching to investors is putting together a pitch deck. It's not necessarily all the other, legal documentation that needs to be, that needs to be associated with that. We may not be familiar with, and so that's where our team come in, and they help you with all of those documents, making sure that now they won't do it for you, but they will guide you and show you and point you where you need to go to be able to make sure that you have everything in place, all your T's crossed and all your I's dotted. Absolutely.
If I heard you correctly, I didn't realize that we could be going after new building from the ground up, or existing building. So
absolutely. New building from the ground up, and it can be any type of real estate backed or asset backed. It's called asset backed securities. Any type of real estate security. It could be land. It could be a warehouse. It can be an apartment complex. It can be a new build where you got the land and you need to build something on there to be able to either sell it or rent it, or so it can be any type of project like that, as long as there is a real estate component to it. But yes, absolutely.
That's good to know. So bytheblock.com. I want to make sure www.bytheblock.com, because now that I'm with, and each week we'll learn more and more, Lynn. I have 8 lots that I wanted to put up a 4-family flat with 4 different units. So I already own my property. So that's something that you guys can help. And now more than, we always talked about buying the block, gentrification, but now I think that people that look like us are more serious than ever about being a part, like you say. So that would be maybe a project that I could possibly work with you on, is building on the land that I already own.
Mm-hmm. Yep, absolutely. That is definitely something that we can work on. And these are all, but these type of developments all benefit our community. So we don't have, as long as there's a real estate asset component to it, we want it on, and we want to be able to buy the block. And most importantly, we want to buy the block together.
That's
it. Question, Mary. So is there a cap on the project?
So there is a cap currently. Currently, there's a cap of 1,070,000 that you can raise on a project, right? But in about 60 days, that will go up to 5 million. So they actually just raised that, which is very good. We've been waiting for quite some time for this, but they just raised it. They just approved it, and they are going to. We are now projects that go on by the block can be raised, can raise up to 5 million in about 60 days.
So if you got a project and like, because the government funds some of these project kind of projects too. So suppose the government give you, I don't know, say $2 million. I can still get 5 from y'all on top of the 2 million I'm getting from the government, right?
As long as the government is not investing. Government is not investing.
Okay, so it has to be a grant.
Okay, so here's the deal. Well, the government can invest. That's if they choose to, but it just has to be disclosed. So you understand? So it just has to be disclosed that everything has to be transparent. Where is the rest of the funds coming from? So how did you get 2 million from? You can't just say 2 million popped up out of nowhere. Everything just has to be disclosed. That's all.
Okay. So if you raise funds on your own, you're talking about the investors and paying them back a certain percentage that's only based off the money that they invested, correct? It's not, or is it based on the whole project as a whole?
That's really based on you and your, you'd work closely with your team and your legal team to be able to determine what those numbers are. We don't necessarily help you structure the deal per se. We provide you guidance, but structuring the deal is entirely up to you. How do you feel? What would best fit your audience, and what would best suit you as a business owner and keep you, out, in the black, right? What would you be able to pay out to keep you in the black? So you want to make sure that is definitely entirely up to you. But we do have a scale of what we would like you to. The only requirement that we have is that you just give at least 20% of ownership of the company to the investors. But other than that, when it comes to paying out and stuff like that, that's really entirely up to you. So you'd have to determine that with your legal team and your accountant to make sure what's keeping you in the black as a business owner.
Okay.
What's so exciting about this, Lynn, is that you guys, this is an opportunity because you hear the phrase all the time in the streets, we need to stop gentrification. We want to buy the block. This is really a great opportunity to learn how to really buy the block. And, I want to appreciate you for coming on, and we'll talk because I definitely want to keep coming back, keep educating. They say one thing for sure is that if we stare in their face, keep educating them, I think that this is something that we can do. Buying the block is so exciting, and be able to have a project that the community can be a part of, have shares in it. I'm going to be talking with my cousin Terry. I told him I'm on to some, and we're going to try to see what we could do. And we so appreciate you. And I hope you'll come back with us again next Tuesday if you're available, because each week we just going to keep teaching how to buy the block.
Absolutely. Thank you. And thank you so much for having me. And if you have any questions, please don't hesitate about, putting on a project or just have general questions. You can email info@buytheblock.com. That is an email that we answer openly, as well as Ellison, if you have any questions about, putting together your project, we're more than welcome to help and assist in any way that we can.
Okay.
What is that email again?
info@buytheblock.com.
info@buytheblock.com. We're learning how to buy the block. I would like to thank each and every one of you that tuned in tonight, and we'll see you next week, same time, same place, 7 p.m. the SOS Show live with Mary Evans.